Hey y'all, I'm back. Hope everyone's been well. I'm Twisted, but for some of you, you may know me as Nico. Um, I recently just went through a 30-day detox, of which was pretty interesting, and I want to talk about it. But on top of that, I want to give a testimony as far as stuff that's been going on. Just kind of a little bit of an update for the most part. But I think it's gonna be an interesting video for sure, and I just kind of want to get it out there, just cause I thought of it for the most part, and a huge thing for me is a huge thing for me was experiencing this for the first time was very odd, to say the least. Um, I'll kind of just go over a couple things. Main kind of points have been like as far as stuff regarding faith, as far as stuff regarding my life, my personal health, stuff regarding me and gaming. And to kind of already go into that, the whole reason I did this detox was because of gaming detox. Because I just took some time away from playing games. This whole thing came about just because I recently had broke down. In the course of last month, I kind of broke down really bad, and I really thought of just. I just kind of thought about the unalive stuff, and it kind of sucks. It hurt, but fortunately, family was there, and they were very much just hyper aware of everything, and they were very concerned for my health. And that's when it kind of all happened together. Of like, oh, I I can't do this anymore. Like I can't do this on my own anymore. Throughout that time, I spent time away from my computer. I didn't look at my computer. I didn't touch my computer. I couldn't even do anything with it. So during these 30 days, I've taken the time away from this whole thing and decided to focus stuff regarding my own life and regarding the other pillars of my life. I'll kind of go into 1 through 5, 6 through 10, 11 through 16, 11 through 15, and then 16 through 20, and then we'll kind of end it from there, if that makes sense. So from week 1, from days 1 through 5 were kind of the hardest, especially just because I'm like cold turkeying this. I'm not really like leaving it, I'm just kind of going for it. And it was really difficult, especially during a time where I was so attached and so controlled by this whole thing, and it was really difficult. It was really hard for those first 5 days. But one thing that kind of just happened was I got invited out to go to this kind of prayer group in my area, and it was really just interesting because I kind of started to meet some new people, and I'll go more into my religious aspect the more it goes down into the thing. But for the most part, I got invited out to this, and I kind of started to talk to some new people and kind of get out of my comfort zone. From days 6 through 10, it was another difficult week of just pure wanting to just get to this, like wanting to do this. And I started to see a lot of the people that I know, as far as from Valo and from a lot of other stuff, start to find a little more success in their rank stuff and even like their team stuff. And I started to see a lot more success there. So it kind of tempted me back into getting into it. And I didn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. But the biggest part was I started to find a lot more peace when it came to like experiencing God, if that makes sense, like my connection, I guess, with that. And I started to find a lot more connection within that through the silence of not playing and through the silence of being away and being on my own, pretty much having to figure this all out on my own. I didn't really have anyone. Um, as in to say that there were certain people that will probably be watching this as well who will know who they are and have honestly have helped me throughout this entire journey, and I thank them a lot. Um, so during that time, it just was really difficult for me to kind of keep holding on, and I kind of wanted to quit as soon as it hit day 9 and day 10. I kind of wanted to just quit here and just be like, yeah, you got 10 days in, like it's not going any further than that. But something had happened during that entire time where I felt so connected to prayer, to so connected to having a relationship with God, that I think it kind of took away anything that I was feeling, anything that I was experiencing at the time, and kind of transitioned it into something better, which is where days 10, 11 through 15 kind of come in. Of I started having more personal conversations with my family, with certain people I was meeting, even with some of the people that had helped me throughout this journey. And throughout the entire time, I felt so much more connected to that. And I felt more part of a community than I originally thought. It was definitely difficult because I didn't really feel before that I was part of anything, and I felt like I was just like I was just like nothing, right? And I didn't feel like I was accepting of anything, of even like just barely any form of affection or love or anything. And I had a lot of temptations before that that were, especially with like pornography and a lot of lust and a lot of issues regarding that. But I've cold turkeyed all of it. All, like, I don't even feel that anymore, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel any of that. And throughout that week, it was just kind of the process of like I slowly feel everything that I've ever felt, as far as like the anger, the rage, being sad all the time, feeling numb, just all slowly just disappear throughout the week. And I started to feel a lot more joy and a lot more affection, and I could tell people finally the words like, I love you, I care about you, and all those kinds of things. And just as a whole, it just became so much easier, I think, which then leads to week 16 and week from day 16 to 20. It was probably the most drastic portion of change that I felt throughout that time frame, where I didn't even feel like looking at my computer at all. Like I didn't even know it existed. Um, I met some new people throughout that time frame and have gone to converse and all that, but I really did feel so much more connection as far as my relationship with God, or as far as my relationship with my family, as far as relationships with friends and understanding those relationships, and not feeling all of these like temptations just kind of roam throughout my body and my mind, and it let it consume me. So as time kind of just went on throughout that week, it progressively, the the temptation of like those kinds of things like slowly started to fall, deteriorate even, and I felt so much more at peace, so much more like my soul was being cleaned out than me being constantly in that and being part of that temptation, if that makes sense. And I kind of just had a moment where I was kind of on my own with no one around, and I want to get super personal with it, but like there was just a moment where I just kind of collapsed. like I just fully collapsed, and I just was like, I don't, I like I didn't even know I was capable of this, like, at all. Like, I really didn't know that I was capable of all of this. Like, I kind of just took it. I just kind of looked at it all, and I was like, I can't believe I've even had the opportunity to do this, let alone like be alive for it. So I just look at it now, and it just feels so surreal to it. Kind of leading towards the end of this, because I don't want to take anyone's time entirely. I know everyone's got their own busy schedules and such, and I'm still dealing with that whole thing, but the final week up until this point, which, by the way, the time I'm recording this, it is literally day 30. So I'm literally completing this as of today, of recording. Throughout this whole entire time of doing this, I've learned so much. I've met so many amazing people. I've heard so many amazing testimonies. And I've felt so connected to God just as a whole. I've felt so unbelievably connected to God, and I felt so unbelievably connected to like a community finally. And I never felt that, unfortunately. I just never felt that while I was around Valorant and around regarding as far as life goes. I never felt part of anything. I felt, if anything, so secluded from everyone, and that had to do a lot with me. And I felt so separated because I looked at everyone else around me, and everyone seemed to just be having a grand time, but I was so focused on this goal of playing Valorant at a high level that I just never really looked past that. I never looked at the fact that I need personal relationships. I need things to grow around me and with me, rather than just be like hard, I guess, like hard stuck in this whole thing, like just hard stuck at the level that I'm at. And it takes a certain kind of willpower in order to do that, and I'm very glad and very fortunate that I have that kind of willpower to do such things. Um, but I really thank the man upstairs for even giving me that gift of being able to do such things, and I'm so glad. And leading up to this end portion, I just wanted to say very much to everyone who's been supporting this whole thing, who's been supporting me from personal wise to always talking to me in my DMs, and or just anyone who's really like had an impact. Like, thank you. Like, you may understand it, you may not understand it, but it has truly been such an impact towards me, and finally recollecting that part of myself that I forgot and kind of let it die, if almost, and it feels so revived. And if it really hits, if it really tries to hit home, what I can say officially and what I can't say finally is I can put a smile on my face whenever I wake up in the morning. And for those who know, those will know that it was really hard to try to put a smile on my face, but now it's possible. And I can do it. Like, I'm able to. I'm able to wake up in the morning and finally be able to look in the mirror and tell myself that I actually like myself as an individual, as a person, as a player. And it's been so great. So, to wrap everything up, thank you. Thank you for everything that all of you have done. Thanks be to God that He separated me and He isolated me in a way that would allow me to grow and to be stronger, not just in my faith, but as far as my heart and my mind would be stronger. And lastly, I care about you all. I love you all. And I pray that all of you experience such great things in your lives and that you're blessed to experience them, and I'm blessed to be able to experience them with you, whatever it may be. So thank you. And that's the end of my detox. Have a good day, y'all.